Hi, Gemini. I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. A decision needs to be made to let go of something. The process of letting go, the process of releasing something is part of a challenge. It's like the obstacle that you're facing currently. What I'm seeing in the pre-shuffle. Yeah, so I was seeing the Two of Swords. This has been coming up, like this was a theme in the Leo reading, I think, and also the Virgo reading. And now it's coming up again, and I've been seeing like Cancer kind of interspersed within them. If you feel guided to check them out. So with the Two of Swords, it's like you have already decided what choice you're going to make. You just haven't taken action to actually do it. So it's like something you haven't followed through with yet. Something you may be procrastinating on a little bit. I think specifically in Leo's reading, it was like putting something off until the very last minute, like making some decision. It's like your mind is already made up, but you may have not done anything. But I remember specifically in the Leo reading, it was like for real putting it off until the last minute. So, like maybe also Leo is a significant area in your chart, as is Gemini. We're starting off with the Queen of Wands here. There's a focus of wanting to be like confident about the decisions that you're making. There's a sense of like feeling independent here and feeling secure. But then there's a sense of like moving in another direction even. It's like you have something that brings you a sense of safety, and maybe even something that like benefits your self-esteem even. And then I'm seeing you move in another direction. It's almost like I'm hearing counting backwards. Wow. I feel like you're really focusing on your pursuit of happiness after doing something else for yourself. It seems like you may have been more focused on your 3D material things, and now there's a focus on like your emotional and spiritual well-being. This is so beautiful, Gemini. Wow. I'm hearing abundance. I'm hearing that so strongly. Like maybe this is a word you use frequently, or like you're trying to have an abundant mindset. For some of you, there could have even been something that you found in your life that sometimes we see symbols of security as like actual security, and then we recognize that they're kind of empty or like they lack substance, and then we search for something deeper. It seems like you could have even been in an energy where you were like maybe attaching value to like some like physical things or like symbolic objects even. This can even mean like material wealth and things like that. It's like I'll be happy if I have money, or like if I have that house, or if I drive that car, things like that. And it seems like you achieved something security wise. Like this can be a living situation, or like something going on with work or with your finances. It's like all stuff that has to do with material. But it seems like now that you've gotten to a place where you feel a sense of like stability or security, there's a sense of like wanting to focus on your happiness. And for some of you, you're leaving behind something materially even. not in a way where you don't feel good about it. There's a sense of like wanting something deeper and being okay with what you're moving away from. So I'm seeing this be like very much a natural progression on your path right now. It seems like certain things, basically, it seems like certain things that may have been important to you before, your priorities seem like they're shifting, and it seems like it's shifting more emotionally and spiritually for you. And this would make sense as well, like as we go up the chakra system, when we're like in our root and our sacral and our solar plexus, there's a sense of like still kind of being in survival mode, and it's like, where am I getting food from? Like, where am I going to shower? Like, where can I sleep at night and feel safe? Like, who am I going to be with? Who's my partner? Like, just all of these things that we think about, like, who can I have control over? Like, who's trying to take advantage of me? Once we get past like all of these survival instincts, there's a sense of like moving up into the heart chakra, and I'm seeing like that's where you're going right now. So it really looks like some type of ascension that you're going through, like moving up through the chakras, especially with a focus on like heart and throat. It's very beautiful. Wow, Gemini. It's like you may also be focusing more so on like a partner, or your family or your loved ones. Like things that just bring you joy, like even as an individual. Or like maybe even rediscovering things. It kind of feels like that too. I'm looking at the moon. It looks like something's going on that's going to be revealed. But maybe that hasn't been yet. Let's see. Not in an ominous way or anything, but... So, who here has a prominent Aquarius placement in their chart, or who's dealing with an Aquarius? Because I'm seeing an Aquarius popping out here. I'm also seeing Sag. It looks like your confidence has like taken on a life of its own. This is about, when I say confidence, I mean like you feeling more like secure, like your self-esteem raising, like feeling good about the decisions you're making. Like confidence can be in any area of your life. There's a sense of feeling confident about like your individuality, healing practices even, or like the healing that you're doing for yourself, like your dreams that you're focusing on, things that you want to accomplish. There's like a focus on the future as well. I am seeing you definitely leave behind something that at one point in time had felt very much like the epitome of security to you, or like some really big monumental goal even. It's like it feels very much like old news, something that you're walking away from. There's a sense of like it doesn't have like the essence of energy that it did at one point in time. Like I'm seeing it not be like valuable in the same way that it was. This thing that you're moving away from. There's definitely a lot of fast-paced movement as well. Like I'm seeing us go like very quickly in this direction, then very quickly in another direction too. It's like I'm seeing you go in one direction, and then it's almost like you may have forgotten something, and you have to go back again, like maybe to clarify something, or like reach out to someone even. I'm seeing Aquarius. I'm seeing the sun. You're waiting on something. So through healing, there's getting in touch with like more passionate feelings and then being like driven by that. So because you're getting in touch with it, there's a sense of like knowing what's calling to you or like hearing what's calling to you. Um, I'm hearing a source of vibration. It's like stuff that, excuse me, stuff that like vibrates deeply within you because it like resonates so much. And there's a sense of like gaining more clarity on what this is for you. And I'm seeing like this huge illumination. Like this can be some sort of like epiphany or even awareness that you're gaining. It's about like what's truly going to bring you a sense of joy. So yeah, this feels this word was coming through in one of the other readings. Hold on one second. Let me look this up. Because it has like a spiritual connotation, but kind of like religious. Yeah, I keep hearing Episcopal. This came through in one of the other readings this week. Governed by or having bishops of a church. Like maybe you're involved in some sort of like organized system or something like that. This can always be a metaphor too. Anyway, I thought I'd mention it since it came through again. It really looks like existentially that you're going through something. And it really does feel like a rising of energy. I'm hearing Kundalini for some. There that moon is. I'm looking at Aries and Pisces next to each other here. All touching Aquarius. Like I'm seeing this in a little L shape over here. Usually when a reading has two parties, and this may be all your energy because I am just seeing the Queen of Wands here. Normally if how I see it, when the readings break down into having like multiple people, usually like clusters of the more prominent zodiacs within their chart or like placements within their chart will be clustered together in the different readings too, like in the spread. So yeah, I'm seeing someone with like a focus on the sun, which can be Leo energy or the 5th house, and then I'm seeing another person that has like a more prominent Aquarius, Aries, Pisces energy. All right, let's see what's going on here. It looks like there's a part of yourself that you've healed. This is a very, very deep, deep feminine part of yourself. All of us have feminine and masculine. So this is not related to a gender specifically if one identifies with a particular gender. It's just about the energy that we're describing. Something really deeply, I'm hearing feminine wound. Something very deeply has been healed, and it's been done through like practice. I'm also hearing regiment, like some sort of consistency. It feels very much like you've stepped into a place where you have like very fully embraced and owned your energy in like a particular way, like some core essence of you even. It looks also like for some of you, you're running something on your own now. It's like you're very much in charge of something. You've very much built, created something very valuable to you, very important to you. I will say this may be a specific message. For some of you, there may be like some type of father figure. I'm also hearing grandfather. And something's going on that like you may you may feel weary of. Like, if there's any sort of situation where you feel like your intuition is telling you that something's going on or to pay attention to someone around you, this can always be an aspect of yourself. I always encourage you to follow your gut, listen to your intuition. And this can be too, like, interacting with someone in a way where, like, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because, like, you're not taking responsibility for something, you know? And energies can always be reversed. This can be some, like, dance that you're doing with another person. So I'm seeing you, like, reach a really big goal, or like get to somewhere where you were trying to go, or like you finally secure something you were trying to secure. Excuse me. So sorry, Gemini. And then there's a sense of like leaving it all behind. For some of you, there could be something like you built or your family built, or like you have some sort of association with something and you're like, I don't want to take that, or I don't want to be part of that anymore, or this isn't something that I'm interested in continuing. And there's a sense of like going off to, I'm hearing, find your peace, going off to find something that you feel more fulfilled by. Like this can even be like, for example, for some of you, I'm seeing like a family, like company or something could have been passed down and it's like now being given to you, and there's this sense of like maybe you did work within this and maybe you don't want to take it on anymore, and it's not something that you're interested in continuing to do. So I'm seeing there be a sense of being like, I'm walking away from this. So whatever that is for you, it is some sort of stability. So it's like if you stayed, you would feel like secure within this, but you wouldn't feel as satisfied as you could be potentially elsewhere. And like that even thought in your head, it feels like that's some sort of driving force psychologically for you, even if you don't completely understand the inner workings of it. Because I am looking at the moon here, which is Pisces energy. This can be very deeply subconscious until we extricate it and bring it to light, like consciousness. And so even if you don't know what exactly is guiding you right now, it looks like something deeply spiritual and subconscious, and I'm seeing you kind of like ride the wave. So for some of you, you may be traveling somewhere, or this can be like mentally, emotionally, spiritually moving in a direction. It looks like you're getting clarity too on something that had been holding you back. Like this can be some sort of like lie that you could have been telling yourself, or like a spot where like maybe you wanted to leave a situation and like you were the only one holding yourself back, and you recognize that. It's like you get out of a situation and you're like, wow, it was really just me the whole time that was keeping myself in that spot, and I didn't have to be there for that long. Like there's some sort of realization of some type of like sabotaging like behavior or thought or habit that was happening. I feel like this is a self-reflective thing. Although this can also be associated with someone outside of yourself, it always starts with our relationship with ourselves. So definitely some sort of like self-realization that's being made. And it's about like what was curbing you or kind of like blocking you from a sense of happiness and joy. The beautiful thing about this is that like it feels very conclusive, the way that the energy, I'm seeing it roll out in here, because it seems like there was something that needed to be addressed and worked on and healed, and I'm seeing that happen. It's like there was something that you needed to take on and build and like really put in the hard work. I'm seeing that happen. And then it's like now there's something calling to you, and you're like, this mystery is pulling you towards it, and then I'm seeing you go with it. So it's very much a like you're finding yourself within each situation, and then like going in the place that you feel called to. So it feels very much like you're in flow with like the universe and your guides and where you're being called, even if at times you may not feel like you are, or you may question that, because that's just a natural part of the process. And then it seems like because of these moves that you've been making and like really listening to yourself and being like, I have to do this for myself, there's a sense of like really seeing something like just in all of its vulnerable nakedness about like yourself, and a part of like a more subconscious energy for you. So it's really amazing because it seems like some big reveal, and it's like behind the curtain is an aspect of you that you didn't have access to now, and now you do. and now this is something that like you know yourself better for. So I'm just like, I'm seeing this be such a beautiful journey, Gemini. And then there's a sense of like really feeling a deep sense of gratitude and happiness and like exposure and like expressing yourself in the way you want to, and feeling in touch with your inner child and the things that bring you joy. And I feel like it's because of this like self-reflective state that you've learned through the experiences that you've had and what you've picked up on over time and what you've come to realize, and now what you know. And it looks like there's also now another door that's opening up for you. And it seems like mentality wise and like spirit wise, there's such a like more jovial energy. It's like maybe you feel like you can, like you have access to emotions that are more elevated than what you had access to before. Like I'm seeing a genuine sense of joy here. And like joy is not a destination that we get to. It's not just like you're happy once and then you have it forever. Like we all go through the spectrum of emotions and things like wax and wane and all of that, but like what I'm seeing here is like a very like pure moment where you're like really fully fledged within joy and feeling that sense of happiness and gratitude. I keep hearing the word gratitude. And as I said before, I am seeing an opportunity that's opening up for you. Timing may be a factor. And also it looks like something like karmically that's meant to be opening up for you. I am seeing the past. I'm hearing door to healing. I was hearing that with the Six of Cups. I'm looking this up. I don't know what that means. But that feels so specific. Maybe it's going to be different for everybody. It seems like there's some type of like past relationship, some type of history, some type of family thing, something related to the past for you that you're going to be healing. Some you may be even like learning more so how to set boundaries with someone, or there's some important conversation that's going to be had where you're going to need to advocate for yourself. It feels like that's like what next up on the next episode. It kind of feels like something like that. Okay, I don't want to get too far. In the spread, I'm looking at Aquarius, Aries, Pisces, and the Sun. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.